Hello and welcome to Coveo Bite-Sized Learnings. Today's topic is the process of setting up your Coveo org to integrate with SAML 2.0 single sign-on identity providers. Coveo Bite-Sized Learnings are as short as they are sweet, so let's get started. Coveo Cloud V2 has three built-in identity providers: Google, Office 365, and Salesforce for purposes of authenticating your users. For many organizations, these options are sufficient. However, if your organization does not use one of these identity providers and instead uses industry standard SAML 2.0 single sign-on, we support that as well. Configuring single sign-on, or SSO, is easy and fully documented in our online help. We support and have documentation for four common SSO identity providers: Active Directory, or ADFS, Okta, OneLogin, and PingOne. We will be using Okta as our example in this video. The process takes two main steps. First, you'll configure your identity provider, and once that is done, you'll configure your Coveo org in order to talk to that identity provider, following the steps detailed in the Coveo Cloud V2 portion of the online help documentation. To start the process, I've already logged into my Okta developer dashboard, and I'll choose the admin option where I can get into my applications list to the Add Application menu. Here, we will click Create New App, and in the Creation dialog box, we'll choose the web platform and SAML 2.0 as the sign-on method, and click Create. We'll give it a name and click Next. Then in the SAML settings, we'll copy in a couple of URLs directly from the Coveo documentation for the single sign-on URL and the audience URL. We'll leave the other general settings fields as is. The user.email attribute statement is mandatory and should be populated as shown here. If you have other attributes you wish to send along, such as the email aliases option I'm providing here, you can configure those as well. Other examples are detailed in the documentation. Similarly, we require the user.groups group attribute statement, easily configured here. Once these options are configured, you can preview your SAML assertion in order to see what information is being sent over during the authentication handshake process. Click Next and fill out the final form in order to finish the Okta side of the process. You'll be dropped into the Sign-On Settings page, where you will want to click on the View Setup Instructions button in order to see the content you'll need for the Coveo side of the configuration. Going back to Coveo, we can't log in with SSO since it's not configured yet. Because this org was generated from within a Salesforce account, we'll log in via that account. Once in, we'll go to the Settings menu by clicking on the gear icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and from there, we'll choose the Organizations tab and navigate to Single Sign-On. At this point, the next thing to do is name our SSO configuration, then simply copy and paste the SSO URL, the identity provider issue URL, and the public certificate from our Okta dashboard into the menu, then click Add and save our changes. If we exit this menu and log out of Coveo, we'll see that we now have an option to log in with our newly configured Okta SSO. However, there is one final step. Both Coveo and Okta need to agree on assigned users. To set this up, we'll log back into our Coveo org with the Salesforce identity provider. In the Organization Members Control panel, we can click Add Member, choose Single Sign-On from the Provider dropdown, add a username, and assign a group. We click Add and we're done. The user won't show up in the list until they accept their invitation. On the Okta side, when we look at the assignments for our app, we see that there is nobody assigned. So we go into our directory, into the people listing, and find the person we want to add. Clicking into that person's listing, we can then click Assign Application and choose our new application from the list. With that done, we can go back to Coveo, log out of our session, then log in using the SSO option, which will redirect us through Okta. Since I'm already logged into Okta, the SSO handshake completes quickly, and I'm redirected back into my org under my new identity, which, as we can see, is listed in the admin group. If users are logging in directly from Okta, it is a simple one-step process. If people are going directly to platform.cloud.coveo.com, they will need to provide their Coveo Cloud V2 organization name when requesting an SSO login in order to get into that org. Thank you for watching this edition of Coveo Bite-Sized Learning. Please share this video with your team and subscribe to the Coveo Insights YouTube channel in order to learn more about keeping your business relevant. For more in-depth training courses, please visit www.coveo.com/training.